truck companies. Call me 800-325-1454 for your free consultation. 800-325-1454.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Rod Williams for tonight. Patchy fog, an overnight low of 57. Thursday, foggy in the morning with a high near 84. Thursday night, mostly clear with a low around 58 and mild winds from the south. I'm Rod Williams, broadcasting live from the Tri-City Center at the 10 and 210 freeways. We are the trifecta of talk in Southern California. KCAA 102.3 FM Riverside, 106.5 FM Redlands, and The Legacy, 1050 AM Loma Linda and San Bernardino.
Why are you listening to this radio station? Why, when you can host your own radio show? You're listening and you think you can do better? You have a message or a product you want everyone to know about. Host your own radio show. Team up with the area's best radio professionals and let them make you sound like you should be on NBC. KCAA NBC Radio, that is. KCAA produces more than 50 local programs each week on subjects ranging from business and sports to political talk, vegan diets, or even marijuana-related issues. We don't just broadcast on the radio, we broadcast to the world. Online, on TV, on social media, on Facebook. You'll be all over. Imagine what your friends will say. And KCAA reaches over 5 million people on 3 radio stations. Join the staff on 1050 AM, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM. NBC Radio. Jump on the KCAA Express. Call 909-793-1065. That's 909-793-1065 and get ready to transmit.
You're listening to an encore presentation of this program, KCAA, the Inland Talk Express.
The doctor is in. Welcome to the Psychic Love Doctor Show with host Deborah Lee. Deborah has been practicing, teaching, and perfecting the personal prophecy card reading method for 20 plus years. This life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. This inspiring show will help you never feel helpless in life or love ever again. Now, here's your host, Deborah Lee.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Psychic Love Doctor Show. Happy Friday. We're having a wonderful Friday afternoon, and we are very excited to get busy with you. Today, Lauren is sitting in as my co-host, and we hope that you'll get ready to give us calls.
Yay! We're experiencing some technical difficulties here in the studio. But we will be right with you.
In the meantime, we hope that you are getting ready for what should be a fantastic weekend.
It will. Let's see. So,
for those of you that are new and just now joining us, my grandmother taught me this method, which she called personal prophecy, which utilizes an ordinary deck of playing cards and particular method of perceiving the future from playing cards that it not only enables us to get a good look at the future, but to improve it while we're already living right now in the present. Now, if we should, hopefully we aren't going to lose any of you, but if we do, we'll be right back because we are seriously having an issue right now. I use a full layout when I'm conducting readings.
She does a wonderful job when she does these readings. We're not so wonderful at Skyping.
Yep, let's come back.
All
right.
But everything will be just fine. Let's see. I had a pretty good
We can't, it's not working. Hello,
All right.
hello. We are definitely having a problem here.
Perhaps we can go to the left, right up there where there's 3. Let's see.
Sorry, everybody. I guess the insights today were going to be just so compelling and so wonderful and over the top
They are going
that
to
dark
be very
forces are just
compelling.
messing with us.
Might I suggest we hang up from the video
I think
chat
so,
and
too.
call back with just the phone?
We will
maybe
call
for
right
today.
back. Take us off. Yeah.
All right. We'll be okay. It's going to be okay, Deb.
We're not.
It's gonna be okay. Which brings me, I hate when I open my phone to go. I'm a stylist. And I'm looking down at my phone and I just, like, it's not a flattering photo at all. I feel like Shrek. All right.
You do feel like
I
Shrek.
feel like I look like Shrek. I have this beautiful person with beautiful hair in front of me, and then then I feel like Shrek. But I think that we are doing okay now. I think we're on the air and everything.
I think so. Woo! Here we
and
go.
we've got Sue on the line from New York to save us and to save you all from my terrible stories. So,
all right, Sue. Thank you for hanging in there with us. We are raring to go to give you a reading. So, hello, Sue.
Hi.
Yeah, finally, here we are. Well, can you tell us a little about your situation and what your question is?
I just wanted to know if things were going to look good for me this year, financially, and whether I was going to have any new people in my life that are going to be good, positive people.
Well, that's always wonderful energy for you to project into the future, better than thinking, oh no, I hope there aren't going to be more negative people coming along.
absolutely. I definitely, Deb will look for you in your cards. So you're just kind of looking for platonic kind of people in your life, or are you looking for romance maybe also, or just hoping to make your inner circle a little bit better by bringing positive people into it?
Yeah, in other words, what sort of folks are you looking for, Sue?
I'm not looking for relationships, just friends. Yeah, mostly friends type.
Sounds good. And you're from New York. Are you from the city, or are you from like upstate New York?
Upstate New York, in the Wilseyville area.
Okay, awesome. So is it pretty quiet there typically?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. I've never been there, but I've heard it's beautiful.
It is very beautiful.
Well, Sue, I have to tell you that I think the folks that tend to be attracted to you are definitely not of the more positive sort. So this is a good idea for you to do some manifesting of the future using the law of attraction, so that you can bring, I don't want to call them better people, you know what I mean, higher quality.
You want people that are going to make you feel good about yourself as well.
You nailed it, exactly.
Yep.
Because sometimes I think actually we can attract those that are not going to be that type.
Right.
And especially what I see here, Sue, is that you are such a caring, genuine, really, she's very thoughtful. You're a very thoughtful human being that often we don't see the red flags until it's further down the road, possibly even after we've gotten hurt. I can relate to this.
Yes.
I have run into a lot of this myself. Just because they come in the guise of friendship does not mean that is really what they're bringing.
Yeah.
So,
There's so many people out there that are fake and they're very tricky.
Sorry, the best we can always do is just kind of, give people the benefit of the doubt, and then, when we have those bad feelings, just try to listen to our intuition.
Intuition, really.
Yep.
And maybe keep our guards up a little bit more. For instance, I have found that Facebook can be this wonderfully inspiring place, and it also can be a place of pure fakery, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I want you to know that there are definitely some really terrific people coming for you. I see a relationship from quite some time ago with a female that I think, and for circumstances that were beyond your control, the two of you went your separate ways. But I am feeling she is going to come back into your life, and the two of you are going to be able to pick up right where you left off. You know what I mean, don't you, Lauren?
I always got my mother.
Yeah, and it's going to be
I really don't. I mean, because I've already had so many bad experiences from her that's the reason why I severed it.
Right, and that's important, though. I think as important as gaining new relationships, it's really important to know when those relationships are toxic for us. I've had to do that, and it's even like people we like. Sometimes, we really like them, they're charming, they do in a sense make us feel good about ourselves, but we always kind of have that feeling like, yes, it's a good time right now, but something bad is coming around the corner.
Well,
so
it's almost like we have to brace ourselves.
Yeah, and you don't do that,
but happen.
For instance, myself, I've had a lot of difficulty in some ways maintaining relationships with other women, and it occurred to me after giving this some thought and looking at my own cards, this is a situation for me. I would call it a kind of a hardship, really, from my mother, from the way I was raised, my upbringing. So it's like I have to work against nature here to try to not feel like, everything is a temporary relationship, although women do have trouble having really good, solid relationships with each other. And
that's true.
If you're like a really, like Deb is a really strong, really motivated, ambitious woman, and she's also very positive and very uplifting at the same time. But sometimes, you got to stay away from negative people, and if somebody doesn't feel good about themselves, you got to watch out for insecure people too, because those people are going to be ones that, are going to be like, even if you're the most optimistic person in the world, they're going to turn around and say, why are you so happy?
They can infect you, in a sense.
And they want to drag you down. You know this, but I certainly hope that you run into some new people, maybe go on some new adventures.
There are some right on the internet that you can become very close to through conversation. And I see them like a meeting where you'd meet up, have lunch or dinner, or there are people, but I feel they're coming to you from a little bit of a distance.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So Sue, thank you for calling us, and please call again. Now, this type of reading method is not a one-shot deal. The more readings you get, the more clarity, the more guidance is able to be derived from them. So we look forward to hearing from you again, and thank you for watching, listening.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, take care, Sue, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, thank you.
All right, we've got Stacy from Virginia Beach. How are you doing, Stacy?
Hello, Stacy. Thank you for hanging in there with us. We had some technical problems getting on the air today.
Oh, always. You guys are the best.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And we didn't even have to pay her to say that. All right, Stacy, what's your situation?
Yeah, so I've been seeing this guy named JJ since Monday, and he's amazing. And you guys know I call in all the times with like, hey, I met this random guy, right? They had to be a one-hit wonder. Well, he's a very devout Christian. I'm pagan. Is this going to be a problem?
Well, maybe people need a clarification on the whole concept of being pagan. Because I have a feeling a lot of Christian folks have entirely the wrong idea. and this is something I can relate to because in my work, I tend to find that Christians have a preconceived notion. She's got the devil's workshop in those cards. They don't even take the time to look at it and then make an educated choice.
I think it's really interesting. I do have a friend of mine, and he is, he calls himself Sold Out for Jesus. He is very, very religious, and he does a lot of great things. He's a really cool guy. But it's really interesting to me. He has said that he has dated more pagan people than anything else. Every woman that seems to be attracted to him always, is pagan, which he doesn't outright have any issues with it. He just, he just finds it's always somewhat of a conflict depending on the person. So, I think both people need to be kind of open to having, real, conversations with each other. How do you feel about that?
So we talked last night for about 2 hours. Like, the conversation came up about divorce because we're both divorced. And he said, I'm the black sheep of my family. Divorce isn't something God wanted. And I was like, oh, how religious are you? Right. Said, well, I'm the son of a Southern Baptist minister. I was in church twice a day on Sundays, on Wednesday. And I was like, oh. And he's like, why? And I was like, well, I'm pagan. And I have a stained glass tattoo on my arm of Mary Magdalene. And I also have a cross on my back. So he immediately assumed I was Christian.
Sure.
Well, Stacy, my perception is that he's been intimate with you, and that is telling me in a very clear manner here that he's not that devout. Okay, or he would be following the tenets of his church.
I think just like there's misconceptions of, people who follow other religions, I think sometimes there's a misconception about, Christian people too, that, I'm Christian, but I'm here doing the show. I believe in a lot of things, and I would certainly never, I've got friends from all walks of life, all different beliefs, and I think that the more that we get to know each other and see how open we are, we
can learn from each other.
Yeah, and it's not all the, fire and brimstone, not everybody believes that, if you don't follow this strict guideline or this particular religion that everything's bad. So I think it can be an interesting relationship, and I think it can be one where you can learn from each other.
And actually, Stacy, I'm not seeing that religion is the actual issue here. It's more about him and having met this very unique woman who is you. I mean, you are not like every other chick on the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You were cut from wholly different cloth. He feels very attracted to you, Stacy. What holds him back is that you're so outspoken and so real that I think he has some real trust issues going on for him.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So on our first date, I met him at the Ocean View Beach in Norfolk, and we walked. We walked the whole beach. We walked for about 5 miles. And he's like, I want to go swimming. I was like, let's do it. We're going swimming in our clothes. And he's like, never would I ever imagine that I would meet somebody that's like, yeah, let's go swimming in our clothes. Who cares? Let's go. Like, jeans, t-shirt.
Awesome.
Well, you're very spontaneous that way. I think he is too. Yeah. What scares him, what I see here is he's afraid that you could be everything he'd ever want in a woman, but can he trust you? So this could be a big discussion area. I see he's trying to figure out, should he make another move to see you? Should he wait for you to make a move? Have you texted him or, Yeah.
So I texted him a couple times today because he overslept. He was at my house last night. He overslept. He woke up at like 8:30, and he's supposed to be at work at 6:30. And he's like, I'm just really comfortable. Like, I like being here with you. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm glad I didn't scare you off, because usually when people find out I'm pagan, they kind of run for the hills. And he's like, I don't think and he didn't really give me an answer.
You are a very good pagan, though, Stacy. We've known you for quite some time. You do good for people. And he could expose himself a little bit to that and get to better understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe in your approach, you might soften your edges just a little bit. Not that I'm going to tell you to become all dainty and retiring and drop your hanky so that he'll pick it up.
Yeah.
I'm saying just maybe ease yourself in, because I think you are quite a package and could be very overwhelming to men that are used to different, a whole different type of gal.
Yeah, I think it sounds like a good situation. I think he sounds like a fun guy, and I think that, you sound really, really sweet, and I think you sound fun-loving, and I think that it could be a good situation. I'd say just, as long as both of you, like, neither one of you's, like, trying to convert each other,
True.
I think it'll be fine.
And I think you should ask him out,
He actually just texted me.
What happened?
He's like, yeah, let's. He just texted me just now, and he said, hey, let's go out. And well, I have a hurt hip, so I was like, I'm not going anywhere. And he's like, okay, well, then I'll come over and I'll.
Oh, there you go.
That's perfect.
Stacy, aren't these readings amazing? Look what they make happen.
Yay!
It's all
I'm
about the
excited
law
for
of
you,
attraction.
Stacey.
Well, that's terrific.
Right, well,
now that you know what's going on inside of him, maybe take it a little slow with him. Let him come up to speed, okay?
I will. And you guys are amazing. I miss you so much.
Aww. I'm rooting for you, Stacy. Go jump in more water with your clothes on.
Thanks so much. You guys take care. Have a lovely night.
Come see us at the office sometime real soon, okay?
I will. All right. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Take care. Don't you love the timing there?
Yes, that was awesome. I think that was a really interesting question, too,
I do
because
too.
that does come up a lot.
How many people even take that into account when you meet somebody?
It is very interesting. It's been something with me dating people, and it's really, and it's never really me. I'm never like, you have to believe in this and you have to do that. It's always the other person, and I've experienced where somebody, said like, I definitely don't believe in this, and I'm like, I'm okay, but then they try to drive that point home with me, and I'm not judging them in any kind of way, but they already feel prejudged. They have this concept that, somebody who believes in a certain religion is going to just prejudge them, and that's not necessarily always the case. Sometimes it's the case, but not with somebody like me, and I don't think with somebody like Stacy. She seems, like me, like very open, so... let's see.
Yeah, I agree with you on what you were saying. I guess we're still having... Let's pause for a station identification right now, and hopefully our situation will improve here.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292FQ Riverside, and K293CF Moreno Valley.
He had said, though, we need to talk better into here.
Oh, okay.
Okie doke. We're back. We just finished with Stacy from Virginia Beach. Now, those of you, as we wait for some more folks to give us a call, those of you who might have seen my show promo on Facebook may have noticed that we came with a particular little discussion topic in mind.
Yes.
And it has to do with Samantha Bee, which a lot of you have let me know you either love her or you hate her. She is the host of TBS's Full Frontal show, and you may have noticed there's this big kerfuffle going on in the news right now.
Not a kerfuffle.
It's a kerfuffle.
Oh.
And I saw the clip where she referred to Ivanka Trump as a, now we're going to do this very delicately, folks, as a feckless C word, okay? As in, Sex and the City, see you next Tuesday. You might remember that was Charlotte's little thing there.
Oh,
well,
man.
I found some very interesting information.
You certainly did. I didn't know this.
I went out on a mission. I thought, we have to find out what this whole deal is about pertaining to that word. All right?
Tell us about the word.
Well, I'm going to have to put my little readers on here so I can...
Oh, look at you. You look so cute in your little glasses.
Thank you so much, my dear. This information comes from a website called mytinysecrets.com.
Oh.
And it's readily available. I mean, this was not something I had to dig for hours.
Sure.
But what it says is the C word was originally a term of respect and reverence for a powerful, spiritually enlightened woman.
Interesting.
The word derives from Kunda or Kunti, the Oriental great goddess. She was the great Yoni, Sanskrit for source of all life, of the universe, where all life came from and to where all life returns for renewal. So what do you know about that?
Ivanka should not be as upset as she might be.
I wasn't either. I mean, it's a word. How much power do we need to put into words?
Well, in today's age, a lot.
Yeah, I mean, everybody is running around getting offended, and I think we're all getting offended at the wrong things, you know, and certainly not a word.
And for one thing, it also was spoken on this website, or shared, that these women have been high priestesses who had sexual union with people to bring them to a higher level of spirituality. And I personally think that is pretty awesome.
I think that's awesome too. Ivanka still might not be super stoked about the whole situation, but yeah, just in general, even without that information, which is very interesting to me, I think it's interesting how there's all these words for women that are terrible. And, you know, there are bad connotations with men, but not as many. Not something where it's like, we're going to make, you know, boss a terrible word. We're going to make something that is there, you know, about a powerful woman. We're going to change that and then make that into a negative connotation with men. So I think it's a little bit sexist. I do think that.
It doesn't bother me personally. Maybe because I've been called it so often throughout my life. It just is like water off a duck's back. In fact, I laugh. Sometimes I'll say, thank you for the compliment. However, I have not achieved that level of excellence yet.
I think when I'm dealing with people, if somebody's like mad and they like call me a word, and I've been called, not that word, but I've been called other words. As soon as you start like swearing at me like a word, like I'm just like, oh wow, you really must have a strong argument. You are now calling me names. Congratulations on graduating kindergarten. Like it's immature, you know, and it's certainly not highbrow comedy. I don't think to call somebody a name, like, you know, there are really funny comedians who might swear and stuff, but I think that it's not even funny really, but it's not offensive, but I just think it's not really.
It holds the power you give it.
Yeah.
You know, and somebody told me many years ago that the F word is like a $100 bill, and if you use it constantly, people will get bored with seeing you throw those $100 bills around. Better to reserve it for those cases where you put that $100 bill out and people go, wow. Okay, on this note, why don't we go to Stormy from Virginia Beach? Oh. Okay, hello, Stormy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I think we're on a roll tonight. Finally, after having computer issues at the start of the show. So tell us what brings you to the show and what can we do for you?
Well, I watch you guys all the time. I've actually done a card reading with you in person.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. By the way, you said you saw boys in my future. I was trying to get pregnant, and my second son is about to turn 2. So.
Oh my gosh! You just made my entire week. Thank you.
Well,
I love.
We always
these
think
things.
back to how you said that, so it was really crazy. You were dead on, and it came to fruition.
Thank you.
Aw, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Really yes, definitely.
Thank you.
And your question for us tonight?
Yeah, I was actually calling on behalf of. Do I have to say? I don't know if I have friends who would be also end up seeing this video, but
no, you don't have to.
You can say something anonymously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have It's my sister.
Okay.
I'm wondering what's going on with her love
Nobody heard
life.
that. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
She's just at a time in her life where she's kind of figuring things out and is on the edge of going in two directions.
Okay.
I don't know if I don't know if you could. I don't know what you're going to see in the cards.
First of all, do you consider these directions good directions?
Either one could be, yeah.
All right. Are these, before I even go into the cards, would these be like career pursuits for her?
Love.
Or are we talking about personal relationships?
Yeah, relationships.
Okay. So you want to know which one would be the best one for her?
Yeah, because she's currently was interested in seeing what would happen with something right now.
Okay.
And it could go two ways right now.
Okay, right now.
I'm sorry, it's confusing for me. I'm watching you live, and it's a little bit delayed, so I'm hearing you, but your mouth is moving on the screen.
Awesome. Do we look dubbed? Like we're on like a foreign film?
Yeah, I guess it does look like you're probably speaking another language.
Oh, well, I think it's really sweet that you're calling up and concerned about your sister and getting a reading for her. I think that's really nice.
I do too, and it gives you a lot of insight into what's going on.
Yes.
We can actually metaphysically spy on people in our lives just to find out what's their agenda, what are their true feelings.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And which path are they taking? Like, for instance, with your sister, the insight could be very helpful.
I wonder if I've ever been metaphysically spied on, Deb.
You never know, do you?
I think I do. Oh, man. But I think it's awesome. Now, without saying, because you don't want to say, but do you have any strong feelings one way or the other? Like, do you have some sort of intuitive feeling, like, that she should go one direction or another?
I do. I feel like whatever she's interested in putting energy into right now, I feel like that the other person is, I think it could go one way or the other, only because what I sense from him is a little bit of emotional shielding, which is going to hinder any growth or potential that could come from this relationship.
Well, I'm seeing a marriage here in her future. But if it's to the one that I worry that she would go that way, it's not going to be very long lasting. Okay.
Right.
But there is because I think what you're saying is he would hold her back instead of allowing her to pursue her goals, her dreams, find her own self-fulfillment. Does this resonate for you, Stormy?
I mean, I guess it's a different perspective. I didn't even think about that aspect of it. I was really thinking more about how she's pouring into the hopes of this relationship, and I think he's emotionally holding himself back, which means she's just pouring into something that's not going to go anywhere.
Sure.
Well, the direction I perceive it's going is going to be dead-ended at some point. And, sometimes we actually have to go forward and make a mistake to get our own selves right.
Yeah.
I think what you ought to do is really tell her to, if you can, tell her really search your heart, search your soul. And if this isn't truly the one, then it would be best to remain available to the one who is.
Right.
That would be coming in her future. She's got two men here that love her dearly.
Really?
But she may be not paying attention, or a lot of times something's right in front of us and we're not even aware.
I think Deb's intuition, whatever she sees in the cards, it's always amazing because it really is true. But I think too, you are her sister and you have your gut and your intuition all. But the thing is we've had friends that we've kind of tried, friends or relatives, and you try to kind of give them, support and guidance, and it can kind of backfire. So I'm a little worried about Stormy kind of, giving her opinion, and maybe that might even throw her sister even further into the path that she doesn't want her to go. So, it's up to you, of course, but I always tend to try to be there, like Deb said, be there, you know, as a shoulder, and if this thing's not going to work out, it's going to be better for your relationship. I feel, you know, just kind of like, okay, like if she asks you, you know, like, do you think I'm doing the right thing? Be honest, but not in a way that's going to close off your relationship with her, because she's going to need you if this thing does.
Kind
of.
I really think, though, your sister's going to empower herself, because I see her as the one leaving this relationship. She's the one making it will be a big decided change for the better. So that's why I'm feeling like maybe this is an experience she needs, but she's going to come out of this stronger, wiser, and more in control of the path she wants her future to take. So I think, that there's some good insight here for you.
I have goosebumps.
Wow.
You guys are so dead on. I swear to God, the thing about, first of all, not really, she mentioned not really, you know, offering what I think up front, because it could, you know, dismantle where she's already supposed to be going, but sort of just riding with her and supporting her, and that's already what I felt led to do, so that validates that. And then also, I mean, God, everything you guys just said, though, it just validated, I think.
Oh, that makes us feel so good.
It makes me feel better.
Well, thank you. And you be in touch now, Stormy. It's been too long, okay?
I know. I'm going to come in again for another card reading.
I would love that. Thank you very much, and you have a wonderful weekend now.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Doesn't it make you feel like really good?
I'm not anything, but I do think that's really sweet. I'm always so jealous of people who have like nice siblings that care about them. I'm an only child. It's not fair. I have to care about myself.
Yeah, but I feel like an only child, so I relate to what you're saying.
Well, you're very sweet. I care about you too, Deb.
Well, thank you. You know, it can be really hard when you have to make family out of your friends instead of your own blood relations. But just because you are related to somebody by blood, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are truly your family.
Right. Yeah, it's very true. That was so nice, though. I'm excited.
That was very good.
And you saw her having another boy.
Oh, it gives me goosebumps every time I do a prediction like that.
Her pregnancy predictions, I'm terrified. Every time I'm like, please don't see any babies. No. I'm going to become a nun now.
Well, you know what they say? At least my grandmother would always say, keep your legs crossed and your mind on Jesus.
Yes. I try that.
Well,
very good. All right.
Here's our...
Oh, yes. If you would like to call into the show, please call 909-792-5222.
We still have time for you.
We do have time for... So, what do you see? Do you see anything, going back to the Ivanka Trump thing, do you think that Ivanka is even... Do you think she was offended by it?
Probably not.
I feel like somebody who is used to associating with the Donald probably cannot be that easily offended.
I was just going to say that I really think that those Trump children, the family is very strong. They have a backbone. Look what they've had to endure. You know, all the bad press and, you know.
Being around the bad hair. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I did see Trump's hair the other day, and I have to say, whoever is his new stylist has done a very good job of toning it.
Taking that bright orange out of it.
He is not as brassy as he was pre-election. So on that note, you know.
What about the big white eyes?
He has been but he's doing a natural tan with a much more toned down hair, and I have to say, you know, upon presidential review for this year, I would say we've made 120% improvement in hair color, okay?
Yes.
And also less orange. We do want to fix up. Deb and I are suggesting, Donald, if you are listening to our show ever, we would suggest maybe a concealer you know, 1 to 2 shades darker than your natural skin tone to blend in with that beautiful natural tan that you're working on.
To take that albino raccoon look away?
Okay, yes, the albino raccoon look. We're gonna do that, and so Mr. Trump, thank you the hair is much better. I'm very excited about where your hair is going in 2019.
And you know, along these same lines, I wondered, Lauren, did you happen to catch Giuliani earlier this week when he was giving some sort of interview, and he was talking about Donald Trump and the women that he was saying, Donald Trump has had these beautiful women. His wife is beautiful. And he looked at the camera and he went, what's her name, Stormy?
Oh, gosh, Stormy. Stormy, I know.
Come on,
Stormy porn star.
Yeah. And he looked at the camera and he said, Daniel, Stormy Daniel.
Stormy Daniel, yes.
No. I thought, oh, God, that is so rich. Because I think as more people get offended by Roseanne and by Samantha Bee and that sort of thing, more others are coming out and being a little real.
I have to say, and I'm not, you know, I am not Trump's biggest supporter by any means. I really find that it's interesting how obsessed we are over the Stormy Daniels. And I think actually I was taking an Uber because my car is not currently working. I was taking an Uber to work, and my Uber driver just mentioned to me this morning, he said, you know, it's almost like she's becoming a hero, you know, today. And it's really true. She's not been victimized. You know, she had consensual relations with the president, if, you know, allegedly or whatever, but even she hasn't said he assaulted her. So I really don't understand why she's getting money, you know, for this alleged affair. She's not a Monica Lewinsky. She wasn't a secret necessarily. He openly, you know, he was calling her and allegedly was calling her in the open. People knew that it was going on. Yeah. So I don't understand what the whole deal is, honestly.
Well, have you ever Googled her under images? You might want to.
I have not Googled her. I've seen, you know, a lot of independent films, so I've seen a lot of breasts.
So you've seen a lot of her.
I may have seen, I don't think I've seen her, honestly. I don't watch those.
There's very little it seems she won't do. Let's go to Denise from Cali. Hello, Denise. Hello?
Denise from Cali, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
We can.
Awesome. Well, the reason for my call today, I talked to you I think 2 weeks ago, about my daughter's father.
Yes.
Okay, so today's situation is, now that we have that one kind of in the works, I'm just asking about like career type stuff. I'm looking for a change, but I'm not really sure quite the best way to make that change, you know?
Okay. Well, what kind of change are you looking at?
Well, I work in property management. I'm a chef, like by nature, and so I went to school for it and everything, and I guess I'm just looking, I don't know, like which way, like the best way to go about it.
Okay.
Oh. So this is a transition from one, say, occupation to another.
Yeah, like I do a lot of multitasking, but I can't like do one without doing the other because I have to pay bills. So that's kind of where I'm at, but it's getting to the point
I
now.
know that feeling. Oh,
yeah,
yes.
It's getting to the point now where it's like just emotionally like exhausting.
You have your dream job and you have your bill paying job. Yeah.
So not only that, but I'm not afraid of making
what she's going into.
My biggest fear is probably complacentness. So,
right. So if I hear you right, you're currently property managing, and then you also have this love of cooking.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered managing, like being like the GM of a restaurant, or managing staff, some sort of management position where you have this culinary expertise and you know a lot about foods, what goes on the menu, what should be taken off, how the kitchen staff should be, maintenance and stuff? Because I do have a good friend of mine, and he is a fabulous cook, but he's even a better manager, and he gets these really fantastic jobs, you know, 70, 80 grand or more a year. And it sounds like I don't know everything about you, but I don't, and maybe Deb might see something like that in the cards, but I feel like that might be something, a direction you might want to go in.
For her to take a position in
Yeah.
an existing restaurant.
Yeah, managing it. Because you'd qualify too. How long have you been doing property management?
I've been doing like management. Probably I've been in this like 10 years. I did insurance before then. I went to culinary school. I went back, got my associate's degree, got my bachelor's degree. So I have the education. And then when I graduated from school, there was no position. So I created the catering business and I created this situation.
Okay, well, Denise, I'm going to tell you that your cards are indicating that you are steadily moving toward a very decisive career change. And it's important for you to do that because I'm seeing that your sense of fulfillment or of a personal satisfaction is kind of withering on the vine in the sense that, you know, there's this one aspect of your life that gets the bills paid, but there's this other side to your life that just sets your hair on fire, the thing that you love. And I really believe that we all, should strive to do the thing that we love. Then it's not like work. Then it becomes our passion and a true expression of our soul.
Real quick, do you kind of see, do you see it kind of fusing together, kind of like what I'm talking about, like taking... Do you kind of see that in the cards, like taking both? Maybe?
Well, here's the thing that I'm seeing, Denise, is I'm not sure that it would make you super happy to be working for someone else. My feeling is that you are reaching a point that you might want to, step out on your own.
Well, so that's the thing. So I went to school. I started a catering business. I'm able to pick and choose. I'm now to the point where, yes, I'm very, very tired of working for anyone else.
Right.
I am very much, so now I'm like really kind of putting my feet in the ground, but it's like, okay, what's the best way to get there? Do I take the position like you're talking, like the management and overseer position, which I've been looking, but I don't see a lot of that? Or do I just go and do it myself? But that's the gray area, is because as of right now, with my husband not being here, there's one income only, and it's mine. So it's like, how do you go further on this side, but you definitely need the funds from this side?
I will say I have experience. I ran a salon for 3 years, and I am business savvy to an extent. So it was a position I could do. I will tell you, as somebody who did that, I did kind of incorporate my hair because I ran a salon. And I love doing hair, and I kind of love helping people grow their businesses and meet their potential. So between those two things, I could do it. But I think, and this is a decision, maybe, Deb, another reading, but you have to decide for yourself. Are you unhappy with the income? Because you mentioned you have one income. Are you looking for a jump in income? I think that would be something. If you're looking for an immediate jump, I would say look for, a chain restaurant or something where they have training readily available and they're going to be more willing to. But don't sell yourself short. You've got a lot of experience. You have a lot of management experience, and you have that culinary background. You have your degrees. Don't go in there and say, I don't have any experience in restaurant management. Really go in there and say that. But if Deb's saying you're not going to be fulfilled,
I really think she needs to, here's what I'm seeing, Denise. You need to sit down with yourself and put together, hammer out a business plan. What is it you really want? Get your mission statement on there. Put it all together. Do your research. Then maybe go out and start speaking to, say, the Small Business Administration, talk to banks or other organizations. There's a lot of help out there for women.
Grants.
Yes. And I also feel that within your social circle, if you don't have these folks right now, they are on their way to you, are people here that will come to you or are in your life as friends, but they're going to want to invest. And so you just need to really visualize.
Right. I have a business partner right now. So not only do I do catering and cakes and things on the side, but there's there's a meal preparation company. He gave me a percentage of the company. And that's kind of in the mix. Like I've done the website, we're now reaching out. So there's a lot of like two sides of me that I'm doing, right?
Right.
So now it's just a matter of I have a spice line that's coming out. So there's a lot of things that are kind of still in the making because I've been working on this for a long time. So it's not just something I'm like, hey, I like to cook. So I'm just wondering, like I said, the best way to
I'll tell you what I see ultimately happening for you, Denise, and I hate that we have to start thinking about wrapping things up here. We're almost at the top of the hour. The thing that I see here that is really strong is that you are finally going to one day put your foot down and say, I'm tired of this. See, you're going to be led by a feeling of great, what's a good word? Like
a feel, like destiny, like a
a
journey.
Feeling very disagreeable with where you are right now in your life, and that is where your passion is going to guide you, and you will take that step. And once you do, I see nothing but doors opening for you. You've worked on this for a long time, and let's face it, Denise, you need this for yourself. Your cards show that you could easily slide into a period of lethargy, feeling depressed, losing your positive attitude. We don't want that happening.
I would say ignore everything I said earlier then.
I think you offered a good option.
Well, I was going to say this. It's not an easy choice, though. Like, let's say you get offered something like I was talking about. Know that there's a reason why they pay so much is because it will take up all of your time, all of your energy, and I am very much like you. Like, I like having my own independent projects, and I can tell you for the 3 years that I was running the salon, I had no time for anything. I couldn't write. I like writing. I couldn't work on any of my other businesses. I had nothing. My entire time was dedicated to that. You know?
Were a hot mess.
Yes. So, you know, it's a really, really tough decision. But I think also whenever you're starting your own business, and I think Deb's been very brave in everything she's done and going after her dreams, you can't be cold about it at all. You have to really go in it, believe in yourself, and be like Deb.
Well, and Denise, she's got a marvelous spice line that's going to come out. Denise, call us again. Yes. We'll work on this some more with you. We are like 3 minutes away from them chasing us out the door, so I've got to get our final words in. But this is great for everybody listening who is tired of working in basically a dead-end job. You're never going to get rich working for somebody else, but you can get out there with a strong entrepreneurial spirit, and you can be a great American.
You can do it.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care, honey. Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be watching for your phone call. Well, Lauren, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You've put in a full day with hair.
Yes.
And here you are in the studio with me. And
I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Thank you, my
You're
dear.
welcome.
And Daryl, the Dare, he's behind all the technology. Lucky for you, you got us working here again.
Yes.
And to all of you who join us, we just love the way that you participate in the show. I love receiving your messages, and we just love having you with us.
Absolutely.
Nothing we do here is scripted. It's all just right off the cuff.
Yes.
And we try to keep it as personal and meaningful for you as we can. So we're going to be here again next Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And you just never know what we'll be cooking up for next week.
Oh, I would like to say stay tuned for Monday's show. We have a very interesting letter that we received from one of our callers.
Well, we'll share it on Friday,
and we're gonna and we'll share it on Friday also. But on Monday, listen in. It's really exciting. It's a really interesting story. I think that it can evolve and we can learn. But come listen to our show.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So everybody, take care. Have a very safe and very happy weekend and week. We want to see you back here next Friday. Don't forget. And as always, in the words of my grandmother, who taught me this amazing, amazing method of perceiving the future, she always said, to dream is to believe. Once you believe, all things are possible. Take care, everybody. We love you. Bye-bye.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk show? Many of us have been told that, but we don't know how to get started. It's easier than you think. Let the pros at Cali Vegas give you a free talent evaluation. Call 949-445-1119 and learn how quickly you can create, produce, and host your very own